Hey, what's up, folks? A lot of you guys start to ask me about the SpaceX. Is it worth to buy the IPO? So, we are gonna do a deep dive on the company in this video. All right. So, for you guys that didn't know what SpaceX is, basically this company is built by Elon Musk to send rocket to space to put satellites up there. All right. That's one of the goal, and the second goal that they have is actually sending people to Mars, right, to make colonies. And let's set aside on the business, the target for it from Elon Musk, all right. So let's talk about the money in this business, all right. So actually, SpaceX is actually a three company built into one giant company. I mean, three businesses built into one giant company. Okay, first of all, they have Starlink. Okay, for probably if you guys don't know, Starlink is actually a satellite-based internet provider, which can be accessed from anywhere in the world with a very low latency. Okay, so basically, the benefit of using Starlink is that you can go anywhere in the world as long as Elon Musk says okay, and then you can access the stock market in New York within a very low latency. Okay, we are talking about 0.x millisecond, and it has about 10.3 million subscribers in 164 countries. All right, so. And the second business is basically the rocket SpaceX itself. Okay, so the rocket itself is actually has a lot of business with NASA to send logistics to International Space Station. Okay, the third business is basically XAI. So basically, it's an AI models, basically on Twitter. Yeah. So it already has 3.2 billion revenue from Twitter. Okay, so we are talking about the total addressable market is about 28.5 trillion across space, connectivity, and AI. So let's talk about the financial metrics. Okay, so space launch revenue is about 4.9 billion. AI itself generates about 3.2 billion. Starlink operating income itself is 4.42. So basically, what it's saying is that the only business that actually generates money that pays the whole thing is basically the Starlink. So AI segment is actually losing about 6.3 billion, and basically it's still losing money. Okay, they are still investing about 20.7 billion on 2025. But it has about 9,600 plus satellites in orbit. So basically, it covers the whole world for now. Okay, let's talk. See if you guys can see, Starlink is about 4.42 billion, right? On space itself, they're losing about 0.6 billion, and AI is actually the biggest burner. Because they are still in the investing phase, we are looking about 22.5 billion operating loss. And let's talk about the business itself, how it compares to the competitors and everything else. So if we talk about the ETFs, right, everything going up smoothly. We are looking about 74.5% return every year. Right. So one of the competitors is actually Amazon. It has a Kuiper project. So basically, it's doing pretty okay for 32% a year. All right. So we have any other competitors are Rocket Labs, and it has been doing great. So we're looking about Jesus. So we're looking about 1 month, we're returning about 60%. And we have STS 34% return, and 6 months price giving you 82% return. And for the competitor in the AI business, we are looking at Google, right? So in 1 year, Google has about 124% return. So yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, Amazon is doing okay. We are looking about 32%. Space, which is pretty much Virgin Galactic. So the idea is first, Virgin Galactic is for space tourism. All right. Oh yeah, one of them for SpaceX also. I think they are doing space tourism as well, but I don't think they're not gonna be that big on that side. All right. Next top is Boeing. Right. It has the rocket business as well, so it's doing about 8.23. It's basically, the idea is Boeing has a lot of business going on. We have defense, we have airlines and everything else, and we got Microsoft for the AI competitor. They're not doing so great, honestly speaking. I love the business itself, so yeah, it's losing about minus 6.2%. So they're pretty much about 2 years low for now. And we have Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, so as a competitor for the rockets, but I don't think we should put them into consideration for now, all right? Because they are big on defense, so I don't think they're making rockets to serve NASA to go to space station. All right, so the next prospect that I think it's gonna be a good business for SpaceX is actually orbital AI data center. I mean, it's still a high risk business, okay? So basically the idea is, we all know that one of the major costs of the data center is actually from the real estates. But we got a very big free real estates up there. The only thing that we have to do is basically send the servers up, and that's pretty much it. We got a free cooling, we got a lot of power from solar generation, and it's basically, it's practically green. We don't really have carbon dioxide emissions to be put in. If you put the data center on Earth, yeah, it's gonna be it consumes a lot of power, it consumes a lot of water, and if you put it on orbits, it should be fine. And the next future business is basically Starship. So basically, we are still sending up logistical stuff to ISS, and I think NASA itself is trying to looking at the futures of making a moon colony. All right, so it's still a good business for SpaceX. On a very long-term business for itself, it's Mars colonization. I'm not sure why Elon think about this, but he do him. I don't know, but anyway, it's a long-term business. Okay. All right. Competitions. All right. We still have Blue Origins, Rocket Lab, Ariane Group. So it's quite a lot. And connectivity, we got Project Kuiper from Amazon, OneWeb, Telesat. On AI, we got Google, Meta, OpenAI, Microsoft, Anthropic, so much competitor on that AI side. And the customer base, basically NASA, Department of Defense, I'm not sure who NRO is, but, and 10.3 million Starlink subscribers. I think I saw, even in the remote Indonesia, I think I saw some Starlink dish. Telcom partners, we got 30 mobiles network operators, and I think they have a big contract with Anthropic, about 1.25 billion a month for now. All right, yeah, so I think they just sign up to pay SpaceX 1.2 for AI compute. I think Elon has one of the biggest AI data center for now. So the bull case, we are looking about Starlink's hits about 15 to 20 billions in 2026, right? Of course, we just have to look at the risk that if the Starship delays or destroyed, because it's not, it happens all the time. The rocket destroyed, everything goes boom, right? Of course, with the competition and the regulatory risk, it's really putting up the risk for now. All right, so if we talk about if the business itself, we are looking about if it's about looking at 1.75 trillion valuation, we are looking about price per share about 94 times, right? Price to sales, I mean. And if we're looking about at 2, we're looking about 107 times price per to sales ratio. And yeah, for now, Anthropic for the AI business again is submitting about 115 billion per year. So if we talk compares to the competition, Nvidia is currently at 21 times because it has a very big jump on the revenue from the last earning. All right. Tesla itself, it's currently trading about 16 times price to sales. Palantir is about 30 to 70. Amazon in the IPO era is about 50 to 80 forward. All right. So we're looking about 94. So it's a very, very pricey, I would say. Right. So, however, I think with a very high valuations, a lot of pension funds buys a lot of these companies. All right. So, and I think that's pretty much it. I think you guys should be very well informed if it's a good buy or not. Myself personally, I think it's a good buy, but don't count on my conviction. All right, this is a very, you guys have to find the data itself. I already presented the data, so decide it for yourself. All right, I'll see you guys around, folks.